The Lunchables Uploaded story is such a fabulous story in so many ways, and I think it starts with some of the very basic questions that they asked and the way they asked these questions.
And what we found is that kids started aging out of the franchise at a younger and younger age. And so we really looked to try to see, is there an opportunity for us to keep these kids longer in the business? So if we could just add 1 year to that life cycle, we knew we'd have a much bigger business.
Their sales were tailing off dramatically as these kids approached their teen years. What was going on? It's not like these kids weren't eating anymore.
One of the myths that we demystified or debunked was that Lunchables was not appropriate for teens. Teens had very favorable views of it, but it didn't have enough food in it, and it didn't have necessarily the taste that they wanted. So we decided to augment that with more food and bolder flavors. And so by adding that sub-brand, Lunchables Uploaded, it allowed us to suggest that, hey, this is something different, this is something more. This isn't your little brother's Lunchables. And then on package design, if you looked at the graphics of the package, so it kind of gives this impression that the product's almost bursting out, that there's something more in there than your typical Lunchables. Timing definitely was a challenge on the Lunchables Uploaded launch. It's really critical and important for us to have a successful product that we get it out there before the back-to-school season. However, also timing, I think, can be a blessing, to be honest. It allows you to, or requires you to be very focused. And so what does it take to get a very focused team and a focused project? Is a really clear insight of what this product is all about. We're very excited about the performance of Lunchables in market. In its first 2 years, it did over $125 million in each of those years. Trial and repeat have been outstanding. It's been highly incremental to the category. Additionally, Lunchables Uploaded helped us cross $1 billion in retail sales. We're only the 7th brand in Kraft Foods history that has been able to do that, and we did it in 25 years. So that's something to be very proud of. Before you go out and try to innovate, make sure you really understand the core of your business. If your new product does not build upon that core of what your base business is, you're going to confuse consumers, you're going to confuse retailers, you're going to disrupt their shelves, and likely displace something that was a much more productive SKU in the first place. To that point, make sure you understand the struggle that you're helping consumers solve. My 9-year-old daughter doesn't think that this product is worthwhile. I'm gonna have a hard time convincing all the other 9-year-olds out there, let alone the retailer and senior management. But I think the reality is that we launch too much as an industry in general. We're so desperate to hit the 1-year number that we push stuff out the door that really doesn't have a chance to succeed. If we were more transparent or more reflective and really asked ourselves, hey, does this really have the chance of succeeding? Does this have a chance to do $100 million? I think we'd be better off. That also allows you to refocus your team on the initiatives that you really believe in. So if you have a list of 10, cut it down to 3 and focus all your resources on those 3, and you have a much better chance of success.